studio to do this with me,
What?
and no one ever goes. I
What, to
love
dress
haunted
up?
houses.
Oh, no.
So mortuary, where she is usually my yearly haunted house, but this year I switched it up and I went to the early preview of the New Orleans Nightmare.
Isn't that supposed to be really scary, the one under the Huey Long?
My goodness, the one that's under the Huey Long. And no, you're gonna love it. There are actually, if you have like certain little badges that you get, you go through the New Orleans Nightmare and there are shot rooms. You can take a Jello shot as you go. They pull you off into the. Now the pulling off is scary, but there's a shot in there.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
So New Orleans Nightmare was actually a really
Maybe
good
I wouldn't
time.
be as scared with a few shots.
Yeah, it was. See, that's the point right there.
No, you don't care at that point.
Don't get me wrong. It's very scary. It was very hot as well, though. Humidity in haunted houses is
Oh, that doesn't mix. There's
Yeah.
nothing spooky about sweating on October 31st. And we've got the sweat going as well as some rain. Now, it could be worse for us. Look at Alexandria, Lafayette, down toward Lake Charles, Monroe, Jackson. Nothing but rainfall along a boundary. Now, the front is still actually more over Texas, but this boundary that fired up the rainfall out ahead of it is very active. And thankfully for southeast Louisiana, it's been more scattered in nature. Now, unfortunately, the scattered showers really not going anywhere through the evening and into the night. Now, the later into the night we will start to see a lot of these winding down. But for trick-or-treating, probably getting started in the next hour or so, going right through about 8 o'clock or so. Trying to figure out exactly when the kids stop trick-or-treating. We will still have these spotty to scattered showers rolling through. Now, thankfully, they do move. They don't stay in one location for very long. But the problem is it's near impossible to tell you exactly where you will see the rainfall. So have the umbrella handy, pack a rain jacket, have the WWL app on your phone. You're able to go to real-time radar and see if there is a shower approaching your neighborhood. Maybe you can kind of time it out. Best we can do through this evening is to kind of figure out where the rain is at that point right before you go out trick-or-treating. Again, it's going to be with us through the night. We've also had a little bit of a breeze out of the southeast, really helping to fuel the moisture and also helping to fuel the showers like we have over downtown at the moment. 82 degrees right now. There was a point in the afternoon where heat indices, and I hate talking about heat indices the day before November 1st, were in the 90s. It felt like the 90s during the day today, and our high was 87 degrees. We were only 2 degrees away from our record. And look at our morning low of 75. Our low is about where our high is this time of year. It is way too warm. We're still warm, but a lot of these temperatures kind of coming down now, really because of the clouds and rainfall. You have to go more toward Dallas, Tyler, Texas to find the cooler and drier air. That's about as far as that front is going to make it into the deep south. But as I'd mentioned, we had this boundary of more the storms to fire up. These are not right along the front. It's actually well out ahead of the front. And these, thankfully, will not continue moving to the east. They will be weakening and eventually dissipate as the front as well will be dissipating. However, it looks like we're still going to have some leftover instability in the atmosphere and rain chances for tomorrow probably at about 40%. So I think tomorrow will still be a wetter day before we start drying out heading into the weekend. So weekend plans looking nice. It'll just be way too warm. The upper energy with this front is already almost into Canada now, so that's why the front is not going to make any additional progress to the east in terms of bringing us any cool, dry air. So we kind of wait for something to bring in that cool air. That something may not happen until the end of next week when we finally get an upper trough and kind of a large upper level low to bring in cool weather, but that is not until next weekend. Will be about as long as we'll have to wait. A couple of areas that will be of interest in the tropics in the coming days. One that is out of the Caribbean, another one with a lower percent chance north of the islands. Models are indicating some type of development with both of these systems. GFS has tended to be a little bit more aggressive, but where they eventually go is still uncertain. Now, don't get too concerned with some models trying to bring in something into the Gulf. The Gulf in November is not the Gulf of August. Water temperatures are cooler, more dry air, and stronger wind shear. We're not talking about something that would have the possibility of exploding in strength like we would in August. And as of right now, those are not a threat for us. We still have some scattered showers, so tomorrow warm and humid. And remember our time change. We fall back 1 hour Saturday night.